Right, yes.
We got the new.
Hey. Hit me up, Vegas in the house. I am Mike Doober. Welcome. We have a special guest co-host today. We got that guy, Gary Van Gordon. Welcome back in again.
Yeah, definitely, Mike. I appreciate you giving me that call last minute telling me, hey, bro, come down. Let's do this thing.
Come down here. Get in your car. Wake up. I had to wake you up last minute.
Yeah, kind of.
Get in here.
I was low-key. I was Kush combed in my couch.
Okay.
Kush coma.
I had to get up. I had to take a shower, shave, all the prettiness. Hence why you can see my reflection if you're watching us on Facebook.
That's what I was saying earlier when we were setting up. I was like, Gary, we could just turn off the lights and have the reflection of your head take care of the lighting in here.
The sad part is the lighting in here probably all reflects off my head and it makes it like a sensor globe, so it's all good.
Sensor globe.
Fuck yeah.
And our guest today, Hazel Rodriguez. Hazel, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me. Hey, everyone.
Awesome. Were you excited to come on the podcast?
Definitely excited. It's my first podcast ever, so this is new to me.
This is new, huh?
Yes.
Well, relax, have some fun. We're going to talk. We're going to hit some topics later. Let me ask you first, how long have you been living in Las Vegas, Hazel?
In Vegas, I've been about 15 years. Moved out here when I was about 15.
Ooh.
So almost going on, you could say I'm a local now, like we were talking.
Yep.
15 years.
15
How long
years.
is your sentence?
God, it feels longer than I can even think. I wasn't trying to stay in Vegas. I moved out here when I was younger with my parents, and I just, you just stayed. And then hopefully I get to move out soon, but I don't see any time soon for that.
What school did you go to out here?
Durango High School.
All right. That's West, right?
West, yeah.
Spring Valley.
Yep.
I love Spring Valley.
Yeah.
That's your neck of the woods, basically, isn't it? That's where you like to claim anyway, besides...
No.
That's where we're at right now.
I'm an East Sider, actually.
Oh, I know that, but I'm just saying you like to claim there besides East Side.
No, I just think Spring Valley is very different. Like, if you were going to sum Spring Valley up into a person, it would be like an older hipster before hipsters were even around, though.
Oh.
So, like a hipster before it was a
I
thing.
see it.
So, a 30-year-old hipster skateboarding down the street, walking on leashes, 10 cats.
Fuck yeah.
10 cats.
That sounds about right, actually. That's pretty damn balls
That
on
actually,
accurate.
you can picture it that
That's
way.
Spring Valley.
Yeah, that
Well,
is, for sure.
that's like Spring Mountain to me. Like when you get up to Spring Mountain and Valley View-ish. Like when you get over to that side of town, you just imagine this Asian hipster who's literally born and raised in Vegas.
Vegas.
And they go to Fuku Burger because they swear by Fuku Burger, only Fuku Burger.
See, I never liked the name of Fuku Burger. Did you? It seems like something like if I'm going there, they're gonna try and fook me.
Well,
Exactly.
every
It's
time I
like
hear it, I think of here's just my opinion on it is like Bufu. Buy us. Fuck you.
Oh goodness. You came from where? Did you say? Sorry.
Phoenix, Arizona.
AZ, yes,
Yes,
which is a
Arizona.
beast out there.
It's hotter than you can imagine.
Though, good for you for getting out of Arizona because that's a place you could easily get trapped.
Easy. You get stuck there, and
Oh.
I mean,
I think it's kind of the same way. Vegas isn't one of those places you get trapped, but you tend to find your home here, I think.
you get used to the 24/7. You get used to if you want to get out at 2 a.m. and it's open. I go back to visit my grandparents in Arizona, and it's 9 o'clock and everything's closed. So you get used to the 24/7.
I'll say it like this: I come from the real 24/7, as we like to put it back in New York, but I come from Staten Island, and you feel trapped there.
Yeah.
You do. That's the thing is about being on a fucking island. It's the same kind of concept, yeah, we got places to get off and go to and blah, blah, blah. But you know how many people I know that grew up there that would never leave and they're like, Baba. Yeah, I'm never going to leave the island, Baba. It's going to be a thing, Baba. I don't need to go anywhere, Baba. I got the mall right here, Baba. You go to the pit mark down over here, Baba. It's fantastic.
I gotta go nowhere.
But it kills me because I've seen so many people to this day. People I grew up with that have never left that fucking island. And I'm just like, dude, get the fuck out of there.
Out, see the world, do
Oh,
something.
my God. Well, my father's off the island, but he's still not off the island. Because you have a conversation with this man, oh, yeah, everything was built on Staten Island. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Everything.
So he's still there.
That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Hazel, what's your favorite thing about living in Las Vegas?
I think that's the 24/7.
The 24/7 thing?
The availability of being able to just wake up if you're hungry at 3, 4 in the morning. You could just roll out of bed and go somewhere.
Mhm.
So being able to do that is definitely my favorite.
By somewhere, do you mean Roberto's?
Of course you mean Roberto's. I work next to a Roberto's,
I mean,
literally.
At my age, I'm not getting out of bed at 3 in the morning, but for go to the bathroom or Roberto's.
Of course. But I mean, someone like me who works till 2, 3 in the morning is perfect.
Okay,
Yes.
there you go. Roberto's right after work. They need a Roberto's next to every single dispensary in town.
Yes, they do. They'd be if they were smart. They'd have a Roberto's.
They would have two things. They would have a Roberto's and a Taco Bell.
See, yep. I'm right in between a Roberto's and a smoke shop. And I'm in a dispensary.
Yep.
So, it's the best of both worlds.
There would be a lot of, Roberto transactions coming my way.
A lot.
I work my way into free food a lot.
That's dope.
But you know what's so weird about when you work in food and people want free food? They are so creepy about it. Can you imagine, like, you're working? So I was working at the Aviator Stadium, our baseball stadium. It was just a part-time job, and I was slanging out them sausages and stuff. But there was this guy that worked at the gate, and he was like 70 years old. He was typical, probably didn't need the job, but, he's retired, and he wanted something to do in his spare time, so work at a baseball stadium. Anyway, every time he saw me, he'd be like, "Hey, what's up, chef?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, look me dead in the eyes and rub his tummy and be like, "I'm hungry, boy." And just staring at me, breathing hard. Like, you could tell he was really hungry, though.
Now let me ask you a question on that. Was he fat?
A little bit. He kind of looked like he was like halfway to being Santa Claus at the mall.
Okay.
He looked like that. He had the gray hair. He was older. He probably has like Grateful Dead albums you've never heard of. Hangs out with Jeff Amberm.
Possible pedophilia?
Pet his tummy, philia, because he needs some sausage. I'm not a kid, bro. Like, you're asking, like, if he had a thing for me, like, pedophiles. I don't look like I'm 16.
Your eyebrows look like
Stop
they're
it.
40, but you look like you're 16.
I do not look like I'm 16 years older than you. Shit. Damn, man. But yeah, people get weird when they're hungry, but people also get that with their weed probably. Do you see weird customers being in the bud tending?
Yes. They come in. I mean, you'll have the weirdest person, like they'll complain about the weirdest little thing, and they'll come in telling you their life story. You're like a therapist, so you can hear it all.
The life story?
The life stories come in like you can imagine.
Trust me, I can.
You're a therapist, you're a friend, when you're a bud tender, you're a little bit of everything for them.
You're the weed man.
You are. You're their weed fairy. You're their weed man. It's who they go to when they've got a bad day, a good day, or anything. You'll hear all kinds of crazy stories.
So my question to you, when you get the fiends in there, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
Like, hey, bruh, I just need enough for a bowl, bruh. You know what I'm saying, bruh? I just need enough for a bowl, bruh. You got me, bruh?
I've had that working, especially the night shift. They come in literally for just a gram real quick, and they want to spend just $5 real quick. You're like, come on, you got to spend a little bit more than that. Like,
I'm a pre-roll person, so and I feel the bud tenders hate me when I come in there because I say, "Oh, I'm only want a pre-roll," and it always comes with only when you get one pre-roll, right?
Yes.
That's like you buying like I'm only want one of this.
You'll have the people that literally will come in and tell you, "I only have $5. What can I get?" And you're like, "What?" You're like, "Wait a minute, my cheapest gram is like $7 plus tax, or $8 plus tax. What am I supposed to do with $5?"
So when you have that kind of scenario happen, have you had somebody go, "Oh, you got the extra money. Can you help me out, honey?"
Oh my God, I've had someone dig into the tip jar right in front.
Oh,
and I'm
no.
like, wait. But they're like, "Oh, we're just grabbing a few cents." I'm like, no, but that's our tip jar. They're like, "Oh, well,
it's not take $1, leave $1, bitch."
Exactly. I'm like, what are you doing?
I mean, if we're gonna have the take a penny, leave a penny, that's gonna be behind the register.
Yeah.
Not in front of the register.
Not only that, if it's a couple cents, I got you. 2-3 cents, I got you. But we're talking about a whole $5-10 here. You know?
Hey, you, honey, you make enough in tips. You could take care of it for me, just like that, right?
Yes,
That's
yes,
fucked up.
yes.
That's fucked
There's
up.
customers that we've covered maybe $1, maybe, and that's our own personal.
Yeah.
And they'll come back the next couple of times expecting it. So you don't want to get them in that routine.
Oh, trust me, I understand that because I'll have people. I do this thing where my shop, work on a strip.
Mm-hmm.
I got a discount that we can offer out at the mall. I realized that I can't give that to everybody. There's people that walk into my shop like, oh, you got me on that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the fuck is facing?
They think that we're the ones who make the prices, that we're the ones that could just give it to them on the low. And we don't.
No.
We got to pay for it, too.
Hi, I'm just a lowly assistant manager at a t-shirt shop. Yeah, I'm not corporate, just saying.
Yes.
Do you have a preference for yourself? Edibles, flour, wax, oil?
I definitely have to go with flour. Your old
Yes.
school flour.
Thank you.
Edibles
I think all
don't
three of us are in that
Yes.
We are.
Edibles don't seem to do anything to me. I mean, you know how they break them into 10 pieces? I got to eat 6 to 8 pieces to barely feel anything. So definitely my tolerance is too high for edibles. If I dab, I probably won't go to work.
See, it's not that I'm dead to high wise. For me, it's the dead because you know what happens to you every
Yes.
time you dab.
Oh God! The first time
fuck
I
outta here.
dabbed, I didn't even make it out of the drive-through of
Oh,
Taco Bell when I had
shit.
already finished all of my food the first time I dabbed.
Yeah, dabbing
So-
definitely gets you wrecked, but that's one thing the one fun thing about dabbing is watching someone else dab for
Oh,
the
yeah.
first time.
You want someone to dab so they can cuff their lungs
Oh,
out.
Yeah, you want to
have
watch that
to.
shit.
Well, that's
It makes you feel like more of like a
yeah, I
status
hate
of
that shit.
stoner. You go
Yes.
up to the top status of stoner. You're like when you have someone and you give them a dab for the first time, you're on a pedestal above them, watching them cough.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
just and
a
coughing up lungs, and you're like,
satisfaction,
I
too.
remember how it was when you come and get your britches up and smoke with me next time. They're like, you didn't even dab. I'm like, I don't have to. I already did.
Oh yeah.
It's like doing salvia. You're like, oh, I already did it once.
They warned me my first time I dabbed. They're like, don't hold it in too long. You're gonna end up coughing. I was like, all right, cool, I got this. I coughed my lungs out too. I think
Of course.
it's a rite of passage. Everyone has to
I
cough
think
their
you gotta.
lungs out.
Well, it's the same thing. Getting high the first time. Who here remembers the first time they got
Oh
high?
my God.
I do.
I do.
I do.
I do. I crawled back into the house after I got that high.
So I was 12 years old
12 years old.
because I'm a
Okay,
dirty bastard
okay.
like that. I was 12 years old, and yes, I've been smoking marijuana now for 20 years.
All right.
Holy shit!
Yes, that is.
But 12 years
marijuana.
old, and I remember it like it was fucking yesterday. Me and my buddies, we collected a bottle and made a bottle bong.
Of course.
Does everybody remember the bottle
Yes.
bongs?
Yes.
We all
I
remember
made
the
a
bottle
mason
bongs.
Yes.
jar bong, but yes.
Yeah, I've done the mason jar bongs
Yeah.
too.
I used to like to do mine in the Orange Crush
Okay.
See me
because you get the flavor in there too, the
See,
crush.
we had these 50-cent sodas back in New York, like Top Pop and shit like that, right? So 50-cent sodas, and they had this blue raspberry shit. That was the shit to make you fucking bob your
Okay,
bombs out of. But
okay.
anyway. first
Top
time I
Pop,
smoked-
huh?
Top Pop.
Top Pop?
Top Pop.
Dang, that
Yeah,
sounds
I mean,
really,
yeah.
really bad, dude.
Yeah,
it's
That
this
sounds
one.
like a place that we go to nightclub and all the men hit on me.
Nah,
Get
it-
the
anything
top
named
pop.
like
He's a
that
top
here in
pop.
Vegas?
Nah, think of it. It's like a
Watch out.
Fago. A Fago's like a nut buster. That's essentially what that is.
He's a top pop. He's a bottom pop. He's
You know.
he's a bear pop.
Wow, now we go. Oh, you're on that level. Okay.
He's the top pop.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. But yeah, I remember that like it was yesterday. It was like 4 of us, and the nug of weed we had was literally like this damn big. We all remember that, right? Like
Yep, a
small
little
amount of
dime
weed.
bag or a nickel
Yeah.
bag,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know.
They stuff it in the little baggie.
Little bag.
That little that you just jamming your finger in there trying to get it out. You're
You
like,
try to bring it out,
scooping
and then
it
you
out.
drop shit on the floor, and you're sitting there like that on the fucking floor. That's like,
dude, and then your buddies just freaking rip it, bro. You're gonna ruin it. No, I know what I'm doing, man. Top pop. That's a top
There
pop.
you go.
that's a
That's
top
the
pop
top
right
pop.
there. Fuck yeah.
Did you ever have that one friend that used to make extreme bongs?
Oh fuck yeah.
He'd have like 8 Pringle cans taped together, and they go from one floor to the other. You know,
The elevator bomb.
got tubes popping through.
I did. Mine was the GB. My buddy had the GB.
The GB. What it?
Gravity bomb.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
okay.
Oh,
I didn't know we were
I know,
I didn't know we were
initially
abbreviating, but yeah.
abbreviating over here.
You know,
The gravity bong. Like I'm supposed to know what a GB is.
I'm sitting here like, what is that?
I mean,
What
we were
does that
talking
stand
about
for?
bongs, so I figured it was kind of enunciated and understood.
Man, that's I like bongs. Do you use bongs on social media too? Do you do social media?
Yes, I do social media.
Let everyone know what your
Mainly
social
on
is.
Instagram. My handle is Hazel Love, so it's HAZZELLOVE. I'm very active there. I'm not as active on Facebook, but I definitely try to stay as active on Instagram. You'll see me. I'll post about work when you can come visit me. Come pick up your goodies, anything like that. I do prefer bong over pipe and papers, just because I prefer the clear hits.
Oh yeah.
See, I'm a
filtered.
I'll
bold
put
guy.
ice in there. It
Yep.
just filters it out a lot better.
It does.
Yeah, for sure.
See, I'm a bold guy.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a bold guy, but
I'm bold too.
you're bold. We understand this.
We're bald here.
Yes, we're bold men. Yes.
Yes.
But-
As soon as the two bald heads go together, they form like
Oh
like
my.
The ultimate bowl. If it forms a good pair of titties.
yes.
Little transformers. Yeah.
Low key, if you put a bra on the both of us at the
There you
same
go.
time, it would just look like misshaped titties.
I'm picturing cone heads now.
Conehead. That's such a
Who's wearing the bra
Yes.
net?
Fucking, all I can think of every time I think of that, I think of when they're doing that. You remember in the movie, they're doing the sketch of what the cone heads look
Oh,
like,
yeah,
and
yeah.
they're like higher.
Yes.
I always remember Chris Farley's role. Remember he was like the prom.
Oh,
He took her to
yes.
prom.
Took her to prom.
Yeah. I always remember his role. He was just such a Chris Farley role.
He's such a Chris Farley, exactly.
That movie is still
Well,
hilarious.
that's like watching Billy
Yes.
Madison and telling me that you don't watch Billy Madison and just imagine Chris Farley fucking I think it was a turkey or something like that he
What?
was having a weird relationship with in that.
A relationship with a turkey,
With the
actually.
Yes.
Okay.
It was either a
Nice.
turkey or a panda. It was something like that. It's been a while since I've watched that movie.
Oh goodness! And we are about halfway through, close to with the show. We're gonna hear from our sponsors. We're gonna be right back, and we got some weird news that's going on. Yes, a lady was pulled off an airplane or during the flight, pulled to the bathroom and made to take a urine test to see if she was pregnant during the flight.
During the flight.
Yes, but there's things behind this now. You might be like, why is a woman made to take a pregnancy test during a flight? What is going on here? Human rights. But there's reasons behind this. So we'll get to that in a minute, and we'll be right back, guys.
Interesting.
We're so cool, our on-air personalities have to wear
Your
jackets.
clothes. Give them to me. Now.
RadioVegas.rocks.
When the weight of the world is on your back and your head is caving in, life has no meaning, gone off track. You feel like sleeping in. There's a nectar from the gods that you left undiscovered. Just mix it with water and you will see as if this is your destiny. Zephyrs, zephyrs, zephyrs. As if this is your destiny. Zephyrs, zephyrs, zephyrs. As if this is your destiny.
Do you use the expensive blue or yellow pills to charge your sex life? Are you thinking about it? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pills deliver the exact same results for less than $3. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. And right now, radio callers will get 44 blue or yellow pills for $120 with free discreet shipping. You can save more than $700 off pharmacy prices. Charge your sex life now. and save a ton of money. Call now and get your 44 pills and save over $700 and qualify for free shipping. Stop overpaying and call right now.
800-610-3497. 800-610-3497. 800-610-3497. That's 800-610-3497.
What is Jesse Ray's Barbecue? Well, it's a tiny, unassuming place with a modest menu of platters, sandwiches, and house-made sauces. Located at 5611 South Valley View. By the smell alone, you're going to know you're in the right place. Come try the award-winning slow-smoked ribs, chicken, pulled pork, hot links, and brisket. The sauce is also something to talk about, as you will want to eat it with every bite. Here's a tip. Their sauces are available for purchase. When people ask you, how do you like Jesse Ray's Barbecue? You'll say, like most people I know, I don't like it, I love it. Jesse Ray's Barbecue is 100% legit. Stop on by for a meal that will satisfy your barbecue-loving lips. Mention RadioVegas.rocks for 10% off your order. Jesse Ray's, located at 5611 South Valley View on the corner of Valley View and Russell. Come in, take a bite, find out why they're so award-winning.
Let's face it, every once in a while, we all need a little help. A call to the bullpen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, have I got a product for you. Rick Knucklecock here to tell you about an exciting new product called Spunk Lube. Yes, Spunk Lube, the all-water soluble lubricant that'll help you perform in the bedroom. Yes, Spunk Lube. You can use it to loosen pickle jars. Play a game of Hide the Pickle. Hide the Pickle. Use it to grease your ball bearings. Do you have a squeaky back door? Squeaky door. Need to glaze a ham? Or how about frost a donut? Frosted donut. Yes, Spunk Lube. And boy, do I have an offer for you. If you call now and mention RadioVegas.rocks and order 3 jars of Spunk Lube, you get 2 for free. They often say 2's a crowd, but 3's a party. Spunk Lube. Visit us at spunklube.com.
This is the Rockin' Comedy Show with Crazy J.
Or that guy from the Cosby Show. He was at Trader Joe's,
Yeah.
working at Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
That's ordinary.
That's ordinary. Oh, I thought you were going to say he's a rapist and in jail. But talking about a different character on the Cosby Show.
He might be the most prolific serial rapist. Like, he might have like a record.
It wasn't cereal, it was pudding.
The Rockin' Comedy Show.
We are #1 at the Vegas bus station.
Now, throw the switch and let us begin the battle for the planet.
RadioVegas.rocks, where Vegas goes to rock.
Welcome back, guys. Are you guys ready for some news? We're going straight to news. Everyone, welcome Jeff Amberm, host of the High Time to Talk podcast right before mine.
Hello.
Welcome.
How you guys doing?
Good, good. We're going to hit up some news. Are you excited to find out why this woman had to take a pregnancy test?
Very interesting. Oh, yes, I am. Let's listen.
So
I'm on the edge of my seat.
So the airline apologizes for forcing a passenger to take a pregnancy test before her flight to Saipan. Is that how you say that right? Pronounce that right?
Yep.
Saipan, right? So it sounds weird, right? But just hear me out. So Saipan is a place where foreigners will go to have birth, so they automatically become U.S. citizens.
Okay.
They're kids. So they're the airplanes, they ask. And this lady filled out her test and said, or her acceptance thing to fly there, and said she wasn't pregnant. She gets on the plane. She looks pregnant. She's not. They forced her to take a pregnancy test
Wow.
in the bathroom.
Well, that's kind of like.
Chubby.
I hate to say that's similar to this news I just seen today myself. I guess this video was going around a while ago, but there was this dude who was on death's door. He had pancreatic cancer, and cops came into his fucking room and searched his shit for his little bit of weed that he had.
Oh, that sucks.
Because they smelt weed.
So though, that's always that's completely different. Smell weed versus someone looking pregnant.
But pretty similar.
No, cops search your shit all the time, motherfucker. This lady was fat, bro. She was motherfucking fat. That dude was a stoner. That dude was a stoner. This lady was fucking fat, man.
They made her take a
yes.
test just to.
All right. All right. No. I see kind of both ways. I'm like, I see it as like, dude, you're fat, so you shouldn't really get too offended because you probably, people probably think you're pregnant anyway. Like, and you're,
it's not
but it's always awkward. It's awkward.
Have
you ever, Hazel? Have you ever encountered anything like this? Like, you think one of your friends is pregnant, but she just put on too many Roberto trips.
Yes. And it's crazy because you want to say congratulations right away.
But
you can, but then you also feel like, well, maybe she is, and you're not congratulating her.
Mm-hmm.
So but I understand both ways because for the same reason that they have to travel and they want to get citizenship over there and all of that, then I see it both ways. You're kind of fat. I'm sure it's not the first time you get it.
At this day and age that we're in this body positive movement.
Exactly.
And that's the problem. So saying things against fat people is a bad thing, right?
Yeah, they say fat shaming is bad, but in my opinion, like, dude, change something because there's some people that could impact you to change your entire life because they say one goddamn thing to your face or make you take a pee on a stick. They could have just saved her 30 years in her entire life.
I mean, you're not wrong on that. I used to be 275. I'm $170. Like, fuck yeah on that shit, bro. Lose your goddamn weight.
Hey, I was 200 pounds. So I know the feeling.
So what did it for you? Was there a trigger?
Honestly, it was. I looked at myself in the mirror and go, "Do I love me? Clearly, I don't. If I look like this."
So you went from looking like Barney from The Simpsons to Lex Luthor.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yes. How long was that process?
That honestly, a year and a half. I completely took off the 100 pounds, and I kept it off for. Shit, it's been like 7 years, 8 years.
Congratulations.
I was 200 pounds. People don't believe me until they see pictures.
I mean, especially looking at you.
Exactly.
Because you weigh like,
tiny.
what, $110?
I'm about $110,
yeah,
115.
soaking wet.
And you're taller, right?
Yeah.
How tall are you?
I'm about 5'7.5", almost 5'8".
I was like, I knew you were just a touch bit taller than me because I'm 5'7" on the nose.
This is the smallest I've ever been, but 200 pounds, you could feel it on your knees.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, you used to be a lot bigger too, dude.
I fluctuate. It all depends on diet. Like I go through random diets, and then what happens is you go a month of just eating.
That's
anything in my way.
But here's my thing. I dropped how much I eat. I don't eat as much as I used to. I can't eat the same amounts that I used to. I think.
Yeah. Nope. Neither can I.
Yeah.
I have to eat throughout the day what I would eat just in 1 or 2 sittings because my stomach just won't accept any big
snacking.
meals.
Yeah, your metabolism and stuff.
Yeah,
and that's the way you should eat. Yeah, little meals all day long.
So I had a friend actually that I worked with that they wrote an article about him in his local newspaper and stuff, but he was huge. He was about 280. Something like that, and he quit drinking soda. He used to drink Dr. Pepper every day. He quit drinking soda, and then afterwards, he looked like Brad Pitt. I swear, he looked just like Brad Pitt.
I have heard stories like that.
People stop him in the street.
Yeah,
people would, and he didn't know it though. He didn't think he looked like Brad Pitt. He still thinks he looked like friggin' Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh man, yeah, it's hard to shed that old mental image of yourself.
Yeah,
it really is.
And for people that don't smoke and are overweight or want to lose weight, start smoking.
Yeah,
start smoking some weed, and you'll see the difference.
Our other story that we got is that there is a new beer that has been launched in brand, and it's entitled the beer El Chapo beer.
Okay.
Their slogan is "You can drink like a Mexican kingpin," and it is actually. I didn't know they drank a lot. Did they?
I didn't didn't know they did.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, they probably don't do coke because they're selling it because you don't get high on your own supply.
Big and not doing their own merchandise,
Yeah.
from what I know.
So they drink. But the founder is actually El Chapo's daughter, Adriana Guzman. Says that the beer is priced around 70 pesos, which in U.S. that's about 370 something.
Yeah.
Ish. Considered a craft lager. Let's go, guys. Do you have a better slogan? Can you beat this slogan?
I feel like you could drink like, I don't know, you could drink like a gangsta. That could sound a lot better. But here's the problem: it's El Chapo. Like, you know.
Yeah, and he got caught, so you can't make anything like.
Yeah.
Drink.
I thought they should just advertise as like 50% of profits go to my books in jail.
Or how about
go on my books?
He doesn't need money. He doesn't need money. He used to give us money.
Still, I mean, you gotta get something somehow in there in jail. You know,
with Mexican water. How about that one? It's not made with
It's
Mexican water.
So,
There you go.
well, what about a brickweed with his name on it? A strain.
Well, we have a
brickweed.
strain that is El Chapo at my job. So we already got a strain named El Chapo.
I hope it's not brickweed. That's just. Do you guys know?
There's
what
a strain
brickweed
called
is?
El Chapo.
Yes, at the dispensary.
It's probably super sativa. He's related to coke in my mind. I'm sorry. He's El Chapo. He was a coke kingpin.
I haven't tried it, but they say it's really good.
If I smoke El Chapo brand strain weed and it brings me down like an indica, I'm like, that's false advertisement.
Yeah, right.
But if it brings you up, you're just
right. You know it's laced.
Who's cultivating that strain?
I can't remember off at the top of my head right now.
Oh, come on, Bud Tender. It's like, oh man, I can't wait to do the Bud Tender.
You're one of those customers,
No,
huh? I can picture him telling the life story to the bud tender.
I just transitioned to this dispensary a week ago, so give me
I just
break.
called her
transferred.
out on
She
air.
just transferred.
I'm so sorry.
Yes, I just.
It's all right. Hey,
I'm
for
gonna come in and see her, and I'm gonna ask her again, and she will have the answer.
Come on in.
Definitely.
I'm off the next 2 days, but the rest of the week, come on down.
For
the
sure.
dispensary?
Yeah.
You work at the
dispensary.
The dispensary.
On Decatur and Hacienda, next to Roberto's.
Why did they name? Is there a story behind why they named it the dispensary? Does someone tell you about this? It's like you go through training and they put you through the video for training, and it's the first thing. They're like the dispensary.
Well,
I don't know if they said
No,
it
they
up
did not. They did not. Unfortunately, they did
I
not
think that would be
explain the
more
story
Planet
behind
13,
that.
right?
I almost think that I've been hired at more jobs than probably 90% of the people in the world. So I've seen a lot of trainings in my life. I bet.
All I could think of is the only dispensary that would remind me of Walmart to the point that it would have videos would be Planet 13.
Planet 13
Well,
puts you through a video.
The one I transferred from, which is now Curaleaf, is kind of big up there as well. So they're going big. And then I used to work for Essence 2 years ago. So I've been in there.
I've heard good things about Essence.
Yeah, especially the Henderson location.
Yes.
I could
where I was
picture
at.
Planet 13's training. They take you all into the parking lot and they do their whole presentation on the wall with like a hologram.
Those lights are great. Have you guys checked out the light show over there?
They do have a light show.
I have to be honest that I have not been
It's
to Planet
amazing.
13.
This is one cool thing out front on the wall at night, especially at night because you can see it better. But they give you like this pen and you just write in the air, but it like transforms what you're writing onto the wall.
I feel
especially
like
graffiti-ish.
for that.
Yeah, that whole place is set up for hallucinogenics. They're like they're way ahead of the game for shrooms being legal over there.
Oh yeah,
Planet 13. Yeah.
Well, not only that. I mean, you think of this way, they were the first place.
Are dispensaries doing shrooms now?
No, not yet. Well, I mean, I don't know if they ever will. But
They're sprouting. I've heard.
Well, it's legal in a few places, but
It's legal in Denver.
It's decriminalized. I don't know what that means, but I've heard the arguments for and against. But they're afraid about black market people coming and selling mushrooms, but you can't do mushrooms all the time. So it's
Yeah,
is not that.
Unless
type
you're
of drug.
microdosing. People microdose shrooms and they
Yeah,
microdose acid and they live fine.
Yeah, because they use it like Adderall, they'll microdose.
Or for PTSD.
Or PTSD.
Yeah, people microdose for PTSD and they live normal.
Yeah,
or
give that a try
for a lot of
they
days.
say I have PTSD because of the October 1st shooting.
Were you there?
I was at Mandalay Bay.
Wow. You were at the hotel?
I was managing a shoe store there at the time.
Wow.
2 months after that is when I started in the industry.
That's
Ooh,
crazy.
tell us about it. What were you doing over there?
I was managing a shoe store. It's called the Shoe Palace or Shoe Obsession. Actually, I'm sorry.
Right.
It's
Shoe Obsession.
It's been a few years.
How do you not remember?
I mean,
obsession?
She smokes a lot of pot now.
Exactly. I'm a stoner, you know.
Shoe Obsession.
But it's on the bridge that crosses Mandalay Bay and Luxor. So if you go down the escalator and cross the street, that's where the festival was at.
So you're in the Mandalay Place up there.
Yes, I'm right up on there, and that's where I was at. And it was about 10 o'clock. They didn't announce it. They didn't say anything. You just saw people coming in, running into the mall, and we just we didn't pay attention to it until one of the managers from its different store came over, and he goes, you know what? You need to lock your door. There's a shooting downstairs. And I'm like, wait, what do you mean there's a shooting? Like, my doors are all glass anyways. We don't know if there's one shooter, 2 shooters. We didn't know anything. That's all they had said. So that's where you make the decision whether you run out and you don't know what you're running to, or you stay, but you don't know what you're staying to.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, I stayed because it was safer to be by myself than in the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
So I locked myself in, and, you know, social media is going crazy. Shooters over here, shooters over there. People are just running into the mall. There's, you know, people bleeding and stuff, but you don't realize what's really happening. And I happened to stay in my store, locked in the back of my store for about 5 hours. 5 hours until they came and escorted me out.
Oh, wow.
And that's because I called security about 3 or 4 times, and they were like, you know what, stay put. It's the same situation. And I'm like, but you don't know where I'm at. So how do you ask me to stay put?
Did you have any idea of the magnitude of the problem?
Only what social media was showing, only what was going live, only what people, only the radio scanners for the police.
What was going through your mind at that time?
I was FaceTiming my mom the whole time just because I have anxiety as it is. So she had to keep me calm. I didn't know if I was going to make it home. I didn't know if there was 2, 3, 4 shooters, or if we all knew there was one shooter, a lot of people would have went a separate way.
Yeah.
But I stayed there for about 5 hours. Probably the 5th time that I call. And that's because they said that his car was in the garage full of explosive material, and the garage
is right under the park. Underneath the shop. Yeah.
So at that point, I was like, "You guys need to come get me. There's no way I'm staying."
Yeah,
Next thing you know, there's about 4 or 5 guys from SWAT, because SWAT was in every corner at that point.
Wow.
They escorted me out. And if you looked around at the other restaurants, the other malls that were there was still full of people.
Mm-hmm.
So they wanted to follow, and they're like, no, we're going to come back for you guys. But they started coming out of their stores and just following us. So we have a huge crowd just following us. And they were like, you know what? Stay away from the casino floor, but we got to put you in the Michael Jackson Theater.
Mm-hmm.
Walked us over to the Michael Jackson Theater, and it was already full of people. It was stacked of people.
Yeah.
And hours go by. The city bus had to come get us through the back, and they were only escorting 70 people at a time, elderly and children first. Elderly and medical needs first.
What was the climate of the room? I mean, what was the feeling?
It was everyone just wanted to hold each other. Nobody knew each other, but everyone just wanted to hold each other because it felt so personal. It felt so. It hit everything.
Yeah.
When I was walking, there was a lady from Canada next to me. Her husband ended up at the Mandalay, and she ended up with me.
Ooh.
So she's just walking, and then she just starts holding my hand, and I'm like, well, we just sat together. I mean, at that point, you just help everyone.
That's the most humanizing point, isn't it?
You want, and then since you're trying to survive at that moment, you don't have time to sit there and cry and feel and anything.
No.
I didn't cry until I got home. That's when I broke down.
Now do you still feel that to this day?
You can still feel it. You can still feel it.
You know, PTSD is funny, and from everything I've read about it too, is they say that time heals it, but they're not sure. They're like, it could be no. Like, time could do nothing to your PTSD, or time could heal it. For instance, my son, which is his birthday today, he's 2 years old. Miles, shout out Miles, happy birthday, Miles. But when he was younger and he was starting to eat bigger food. He was eating a cookie and it got lodged in his throat, and he was he couldn't breathe.
Oh, no.
And I was trying to like smack his back and get it out, but it wasn't working. So I had to throw him to the ground and take it out with my fingers out of his throat.
So he's traumatized.
And he got over it very easily. But on the other hand, I have PTSD about it.
See?
So it's very hard for me to watch him eat now. And I just it triggers, you know.
Yeah,
but it's
re-trigger.
already healed over a year and a half. It's
Yeah.
gotten a lot better.
Time
so
helps
time
for
does
sure.
help.
I don't think time will ever get completely rid of it, but it
Yeah.
helps to get over it a little bit, because even talking about it, thinking about it, it does take me back a little bit, and it does kind of get me feeling some type of way. And then when you see people being escorted out, and then you walk out, and you literally, it's like a movie. You had SWAT in every corner. They escorted you out. I started work at 3 p.m. that afternoon, and I didn't get home till 6 a.m. They closed in and out. You cannot get out, and you cannot get in until SWAT cleared everything.
And they have groups right here in Vegas. Are there groups?
Yes.
Are there Facebook groups?
Yes, there's groups. There's Facebook groups. There was groups where even like therapy was available for a lot of people that were there. They closed down for the next 3 days after that happened. My car was in the garage for 3 days. I was not gonna come back to work.
I would drive home past that area afterwards, and it was so creepy because it was all crime scene. Everything was blocked off for days.
Yes.
And you know, but it was necessary. It was just so weird though. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you had that story.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I know in
not
tragic
that you were
situations,
there, but
No,
it needs to be
yeah.
told.
Yeah, and you know, it's crazy because afterwards I got home and I was okay. I sat down, and as soon as my dog barks for everything. As soon as he barked, I jumped. I told him to shut up, and I just started crying. That's when it all hit me.
All at one time.
All at one time. But I didn't get home till 6 a.m. They took us over to the Thomas and Mack Center. But my bus got stuck on the street next to the festival. So if you would look over to the window, you could see the whole festival area. And we were stuck there for about 30 minutes because my bus could not reverse. And at that point, they were still looking for the vehicles. They were still looking for his partner or whatever. So you're stuck in the middle of the street for 30 minutes, not knowing what's going to happen. And when they take you over to the Thomas and Mack Center, they were receiving you with like waters and food because they knew that we were in there for hours on end. And after I got home, it's when I turned on the news, and that's when it hit, when you just started bawling. Like, I was alone at home again, and I think my anxiety kicked in even harder. 2 months later, I started working at Essence. Was the first time I started working in the industry.
Nice.
So
it's like a new leaf for you,
Was it a
huh?
good transition?
Yeah.
You
It
got to get
was-
out of that
had to
that
get
same
out.
area that you were working at. Did
Yes.
people stay that worked there?
Yes, but it was harder because since the rooms were so cheap and nobody wanted to come. Nobody wanted to come, and a lot of people were let go after that too because just sales weren't making it.
I mean, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Mandalay Bay is actually being sold.
Yep. I think MGM.
I did not know that.
MGM Properties bought Mandalay Bay
Yep.
because that's how bad I believe
You know,
they did.
it's a great venue. It's a really unfortunate.
Yes, we
thing
had
that
the
happened
Bud Tender
there. I
Awards
mean,
there this year.
Their casino is like it was a little elegant at a point, you know, but that place after hours though, you ever been to Mandalay Bay at 2-3 in the morning? It is nothing that you really want to be around. It's like a bunch of prostitutes in Mandalay Bay, right? That are high class, but they're all fighting over like one dude then the one dude's got a ton of money. They're just fighting. It's a brawl in that, boy.
Already know that.
2-3 in the morning.
Knows those women.
Or light nightclub. I used to work at the same shops that you did, Mandalay shops. I worked at a Slice of Vegas for a long time.
Who came over and told me to lock my doors.
The owner or one of the managers.
Whoever was there came over and goes, lock your door.
I have a pizza on their menu, actually. I'm pretty proud of it.
Okay.
There's a pizza on their menu that I had made.
Doober?
No, it's not.
The
but
Doober.
it has bacon. It has bacon,
The
artichoke,
Doober.
some other stuff. There's like sour cream. It's bomb. Whiskey. There's whiskey up in the pizza.
Ooh, that
It's
sounds
like,
bomb.
yeah, it was
I'm
bomb.
down with that.
We're closing up to the end of the show. Thank you so much for stopping by. And that story was was pretty inspiring, and it hit me close because I used to work there. So in my mind, it's like I could be with that company. I have friends with that company right across from where you are working.
I think that afterwards, that's what made me definitely stay in this industry, in the cannabis industry, because it helps.
Honestly, I get it myself because like I wasn't working that night, but I work on the strip, so you definitely feel that.
It just felt so personal.
It definitely does. I mean, especially being up there. I grew up in New York, and 9/11 was the thing, and I heard everything from. It's not the best place that you want to be in that point, and that's the biggest thing about it. But I appreciate you coming out.
Definitely. Thank you for
They
having
appreciate
me,
you
guys.
coming, guest co-hosting. We got shout outs here, Jeff. What's your show? Tell everyone your show again.
I want to talk about your show, Las Vegas Cannabis Awards. It's been nominated for Best Podcast. So go on the website. You got to log in and create an account because you have to prove that you're 21 and vote for Hit Me Up Vegas every day. Every day.
Do it. I'm in there voting.
This show is so good. I'm here. It's great.
And I was nominated for Bud Tender as well, but I do have a Bud Tender at my dispensary that already had gotten
I knew
it,
I
so we'll
seen
see.
your picture somewhere.
I was at the Bud Tender Awards, so
Yeah.
you definitely had probably seen me there as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got any shout outs or things coming up? Anyone
Nothing right now,
listening?
but definitely come out, see me. I'm over at the dispensary on Decatur and Hacienda. I'm going to be mainly nights, I believe. So just come check me out. I'll help you out with all your needs, your goodies, and I'll take care of you for sure. And my Instagram is Hazel Love, HAZZELLOVE.
Awesome. Thank you again for stopping by and sharing some of your story with us, chatting, having a good time, reading some news. Gary, you got plugs?
Yeah, for sure. I mentioned it before, but come out, definitely see my show tonight, the Boulevard Showcase at Rock and Riley's. We'll be going from 10 to 1 o'clock. That's 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. right on the strip, live. Look me up on any social media, That Guy Comedy. Just look me up. I'm that guy. It's a thing.
That guy.
Gary's good. Go check him out, please.
Gary is that guy. Thank you. I was at the Rock and Riley's. I did a spot there, and it's pretty lit.
Too.
I had fun.
I
had fun.
I loved your set. Your set
Thank
was
you.
hilarious. You know what? Let me tell you something. If you want to hear some highbrow comedy, listen to some Mike Doober comedy. I'm just saying.
I swear you probably came up with that as soon as I let you know you were on the show today. He was like, "Yeah, bro."
Let me come up
with the highbrow
comedy.
Yeah, that's a fun show over there. It's lit. It's lit. I mean, if you like music and you like rap music, this is lit. There's a lot of local rappers. It's local rap, local music, any kind of music, and comedians.
Yep.
And it's fun out there at Rock and Riley's. Just my son and my girlfriend Kelly at home. Thank you guys for listening always every week. Love you so much. Also, check out Jeff's show. High Time to Talk. Yes, it's on 4 o'clock. And thank you, Crazy Jay. He's on after us with the Rockin' Comedy Show. He will be bringing in. Listen, go ahead and listen to that. You guys like rock comedy? It is a funny show. There's no limits on that show, boy. I've heard some say some stuff that makes me like, woo, boy, that was funny, but wow.
I listen to it all the time.
It's fun. It's fun.
great.
It is. It's a little wild.
Yeah. Tune in. Listen to all the shows when you get a chance, please.
All right, guys, and thank you for listening. We are out. We will see you next week.
Bye, guys.